didn't cause me harm. It did not cause me harm. At times I found it.
Okay, I'm going to have to pause you and mute you for a second. That's because it was you. I'm not saying that, look, that's what I'm saying to you, is that not every single black person is going to be offended by someone saying the N-word around them. And not every single gay person is going to be offended by someone calling them faggot. Most of them will on both sides of that fence, but not everybody's going to be. And you as a white woman are not offended at people making white jokes around you because you're not an oppressed minority. You are not oppressed. I'm sorry, you're not. You're not. You're a white woman. And white jokes are not the same as black jokes or whatever. Now, is it right for those people to make those jokes at your expense? Absolutely not. And whether it offended you or not, it was wrong. They should have had more respect for you as another human being in this world and not actually have inflicted that upon you, whether it hurt you or not, because it could have. So that's you. The point is, Bathtub Girl, is this. I don't know what to call you, BTG? Okay. BTG, the point is this, is look, you may not be offended by it, but we have to look at what is going to be the best for the majority in this country. And the majority of people in this country are going to be offended by someone calling them nigger or saying nigger jokes around them if they're black, or calling them, a faggot or gay jokes or asshole jokes or whatever the fuck it is around a gay guy. That's just the typical response. Maybe you're just so fucking evolved that you can just look beyond it. That's great for you, but most of us are not that way. And I'm sorry that you feel that way because it's really disappointing that you do. You feel, do you feel what she did is acceptable is my question to you, if it's proven to be true?
When someone gets to a certain age, you just can't change them. You accept them for how they
are. Can you
are.
answer the question?
I am answering the question. I'm not quite finished yet. Maybe I
yes or no.
Answering your question. You're a very quick type of person.
Say yes or no. Yes or no.
But it's not that clear cut.
Nothing has to be this difficult. Just answer yes or no. Would it be acceptable?
Oh, woman, it can't be that easy.
Would it be acceptable or not for her if what she's done?
If it was a hostile environment, no, it would not be legally acceptable.
That was my. What about ethically, legally, but ethically? In your opinion?
Yes, it would be ethically permissible.
Okay. Why?
Wow.
What about it is ethically permissible? Why is it? Why
because
is it ethically
stuff
not
like
legal?
that happens. Stuff
that
like
doesn't
that
make it ethically permissible. Okay. I just can't get my head around your logic. I just cannot do it. I'm sorry, BTG. I gave you a chance to talk. I tried to understand you, but it doesn't make any sense logically what you're saying. You're saying legally it's not acceptable, meaning by the law. I get that. But you're saying ethically it's acceptable because people are people, okay? So ethically, in your ethics, it's okay to call black people nigger around, or say those kind of jokes around them. It's okay to call gay people faggots or whatever. Despite your mixed-race children or whatever, you still feel it's acceptable ethically to do that. That makes no fucking sense. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say to you. I just don't know what to say to you about it. Yeah, so that was an interesting conversation I had with Bathtub Girl on a show a few weeks ago. So now we're going to play a clip from, I did a very long, very in-depth interview with Margaret Cho about a year or so ago, maybe 2 years ago, I'm not sure. And I actually read her, this is my second interview I've done with her. The first one I did with her in 2001. This is the interview I did with her a couple years ago. But I'm going to play you a 2-minute clip of something she said that I think hit the nail right on the head when it comes to bigotry in this country and what's happening with bigotry and people in this country. I think it was very well said and very on the nose. So this is what she had to say.
Like the Republican Party, well, the Republican Party, the right-wing Republican Party, homophobic people, evangelical Christians, etc. I mean, and I'm seriously asking you this question. I mean this question honestly, not just as a joke. But do you think that they have mental issues? I mean, honestly, do you think that they have mental issues, or you think it's just seriously a difference of opinion? Because it seems to me that when you present them with the facts, they ignore them. What do you think?
Yeah. It's both having like mental issues and also they have a difference of opinion, but it's also the fact that they feel like they're disappearing. Mm-hmm. And that the fact that they feel like when you're beliefs and your people and your way of life is becoming extinct and it's already endangered, it's a terrifying place to be. And so they're trying to hang on to their family values, hang on to what has traditionally been the ideology of their family so that they don't disappear. Like they're like starting to experience what gays and people of color and all of like women have experienced for lifetime. Like I mean I was thinking about like when I was when I was really, really young, I was with this girl and we were at a nightclub and this old man was trying to hit on us and we were making fun of him and basically making him feel like he didn't exist, like he was invisible. And like he, when we went outside of the club, it was totally deserted, really late, and then he was waiting for us with a tire iron, and he was trying to attack us, and like I realized because he felt for a moment what I had felt for a lifetime.
Exactly.
And he could not take it. Like he could not take non-existence. Like he could not take being taken seriously. He could not. The only thing he could do was
lash out.
And like, so that's like, I think that's a good comparison to conservatives. Like when they feel like what we felt forever, they can't take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've taken it for so long, we're so used to it.
Exactly.
So that's what I think is going on. That's why they lash out so violently with their language. That's why they are so crazy. And I have compassion for them because it's like, I know what it's like. I've been there. And I don't want to be this way anymore. And that's why, I know that's why they're feeling that way. So that's the thing. I think about conservatives with a lot of compassion because I know what it's like to be extinct or extinct isn't even the right word because it was like we never even existed.
Invisible, maybe.
Yeah, invisible.
Right.
That's what they feel.
So I thought that was a perfect quote from Margaret Cho, someone who definitely understands racism and bigotry and homophobia, from all sides of the coin, as I do as well. And I think it really does define what is happening in our country with a lot of Caucasians and what they feel like in terms of their country and their way of life, as you want to call it, as she said. So here's one more thing on bigotry, then we're going to move on to the gay stuff. I have many gay clips from the shows we talked about. We've talked, as I said, a lot of politics on the show. We've talked about bigotry. Here's a short 2-minute clip from a previous show I did on racism about my experience with racism in my life. I came out when I was 14, so I was dating since I was 14 years old. And so when I was 19, I was dating this guy for about 3 months. I told this story on another show once. And we've been dating for a while, and we were at some club or something on the back patio. We were talking with his friends. He was Caucasian. And we were just chatting, and they said a nigger joke in front of me. They said this really awful black joke in front, like negative black joke in front of me. And I go, what the fuck? I say, excuse me. And they're like, he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm standing right here. He's like, yeah. And it's like, well, you're saying that kind of thing in front of me? That's really fucking rude, and I think it's offensive. And he's like, what does it have to do with you? And I said, because I'm half black. He's like, you are? Yeah. I didn't know that, he said. And I was like, well, I am. And so we'd been dating for 3 months. We'd been having sex, everything. Obviously, he was attracted to me. And then all of a sudden, he said, I can't date you anymore because you're half black. And that's just, I couldn't believe how racist it was. This is coming from a gay guy. And I just couldn't believe how much racism there is because I felt like, did I need to tell him that? Whether he could tell I was half black or not, I didn't think that was the point. If he was attracted to me, if he liked me, we got along, blah, 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 why should it matter? But simply because my father was black instead of white, he didn't want to date me anymore. So that's one example of racism. And then when I was a kid, there were many others, but when I was a kid, I actually was going door to door. When the summers, I'd stay with my grandmother in the summers just because it was fun. And I had this really close friend. Her name was Tanya. And we would go door to door trying to sell these things that you could sell as a kid, like magazine subscriptions, whatever, or candy or whatever. And I was going door to door, and I went to the door of this guy, I was coming up to the door and haven't gotten to the door yet. He pulls out his shotgun and says, "Get the fuck out of my house, nigger!" So it's just really weird to me, my experience being biracial, because depending, like I said earlier, on what part of my life and how I looked at the time, I've experienced racism in different levels and in different ways. And it's really kind of fucks with your mind, because you think of yourself one way and how you're perceived by people, and then later on in life, people start to treat you differently because you look different than you did before. So that's what I have to say about racism. So as I said, we've had many shows on racism and bigotry on Offlimits throughout the past 200 episodes, and that's a few clips from that. Now we're going to talk about what I talk about a great deal on my show, which is gay stuff. Obviously, as I'm a gay man, I talk about gay issues a lot on this show, whether it's homophobia or gay sex or gay marriage or gay relationships or whatever the case is. I'm very open about it. So here's the gay portion of the show. Several clips on that. The first one is somebody asks me, what makes you gay?
But look, though, man, let me ask you something. What makes you gay? I mean, what makes you say you're gay? Yeah.
What makes you straight? Are you straight?
Oh.
You.
I'm just me personally.
Are you heterosexual or are you homosexual?
I don't do nothing but fuck with black chocolate goddesses.
So you're straight. You're a straight guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what makes you straight then?
Well, hold on a second.
What makes me straight?
Can I ask you a question?
Can I ask you a question? It's natural to me.
Same for me.
I guess the question I had for you.
Yeah.
The question I had for you was, if you were stuck on this island, what kind of sex would you be having?
With the women?
Yeah.
They would have to probably blow me.
So there'd be no
reciprocal sex on my end. No, I mean I would not be eating them out. I would not.
You would not eat a
them.
vagina. Huh?
No, hell no. Are you fucking kidding me? A gay guy? You think a gay guy's gonna eat a vagina if he had to? Like if his life depended on it? Probably not.
It's not going to turn you green.
Yeah, but it's going to be nasty to a gay guy. Just like are you going to suck a guy's dick in that situation?
No, the thought hadn't occurred to me, but I'll think about it. No.
Right.
So I'm not sure if everybody can hear me or not. It says in the chat room they can't hear. If you can't hear me, refresh. But I guess you can't hear me. You can't hear me say that. So sorry. I hope you can hear me. It's probably BTR. One of the things that's happened on this show for the past 200 episodes is dealing with fucking BTR. BTR is fucking horrible S of a switchboard. So hopefully you can still hear me. Here's more clips from the show over the years.
I'm sorry. So you were always gay? You never had sex with a female ever before?
Nope, never. Not once. Never wanted to, never had a desire to. Even when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I actually remember when I was 5 years old in elementary school, this kid comes in, he's a blonde kid, blue eyes, and I like thought he was cute. And it wasn't like a sexual thing, but I was like attracted to him somehow. And so he was the first kid, he was crying, it was his first day there. And right after that recess happened, I ran up to him and said, "Do you want to play?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so we were like best friends for a long time until we got to be like 14 years old, where I'm like gay and he's straight, and it was really weird. But so I was always like guys ever since I was like a little kid.
Oh yeah, I have a question now. Explain something to me. What is it with the gay guys always saying I can't have straight friends?
I didn't say that. I have plenty of straight friends.
I got
actually,
friends that do that.
Yeah, we always want straight friends.
Most of my friends are straight, actually. I mean, I'm kind of an anomaly because a lot of gay guys are not like that. But
so my gay friend is strange.
Your gay friend is strange?
Yeah,
I'd say so.
Yeah. Well, he's Jewish too. I think that's part of the problem.
That's probably part of it. I would agree. Yeah.
I think Jewish and gay doesn't go real well.
Look, that's not his fault.
It happens all the time.
Hold on, Lady Slugga's going to come on the line. Hold on a second.
Oh, hot.
Hey, Lady Slugga.
Hello, honey. How are you? I'm good.
So we've got a gay guy. You've got two gay guys, a straight guy and a lesbian. I mean, you're straight. I'm sorry, darling. You're heterosexual. You're very straight. Yeah, I know. So what is your take on what we've been talking about tonight?
About you smelling vagina? How do you know it smells like fish? Did you smell one before?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately.
I was very young.